Basta all hits, all Pinoy. Kahit nasaan ka man, ito'y mapapakinggan. VA1 Radio, VA1 Radio. 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 VA1 Radio, VA1 Radio.
This is V81 Radio Worldwide. Almighty God, grant us the courage of Jesus Christ, your Son, to face the coronavirus pandemic with trust, strength, compassion, and resiliency. Give us the grace of the Holy Spirit to free us from fear and anxiety, so we may do actions of help and support and look forward to our healing with hope. We pray for the health workers, food liners, maintenance cleaners, logistics abler, government leaders, and volunteers who continuously come together to deliver our daily needs to survive. Guide us from this time of crisis. Preserve us in peace. Protect the weak and vulnerable, and those who serve the society during this pandemic. This we ask and pray in Jesus' name, our Savior. Amen. Naghahatid saya sa mga Pinoy, mga kantang tatak Pinoy. Kahit nasan ka man, kami ay mapapakinggan. Streaming worldwide, the future of radio in Manila, California, and Hong Kong. This is V81 Radio.
Malayo ka man sa iyong pamilya, dito ay hindi ka nag-iisa. Tiyak ito'y iyong hahanap-hanapin, dahil ito ang nagpapasaya sa atin. Ito ang radio mo, ito ang radio ko.
PA1 Radio, PA1 Radio.
Dahil mahal namin kayo.
PA1 Radio, PA1 Radio.
Para sa inyo ito, G81 Radio. Ito ang paborito ng bawat Pilipino. Basta all hits, all Pinoy, panalo. Merong kwentong iyakan at tawanan. Kahit nasaan ka man ito'y mapapakinggan. Oh, oh, oh.
PA1 Radio, PA1 Radio.
Ito ang radio mo, ito ang radio ko.
PA1 Radio, PA1 Radio.
Dahil mahal namin kayo.
PA1 Radio, PA1 Radio.
Para sa inyo ito, V81 Radio.
PA1 Radio.
Ito ang radio mo, ito ang radio ko.
PA1 Radio.
Dahil mahal namin kayo.
PA1 Radio, PA1 Radio.
Para sa inyo ito, V81 Radio.
The views and opinions expressed in the following program are those of the program anchors and producers and do not necessarily reflect the policies and position of this station. Here now is the program for the millennials that will showcase young professionals' worth, aspirations, and successes in doing what they believe is right, progressive, and inclusive. Join them as they discover the path to self and societal fulfillment while making a difference. Hosted by empowered and cool millennial Erica Mizon, together with her fellow millennials, they will be making a difference.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Erica Mison, and you are now tuned in to Making a Difference. So this is a show created to inspire and motivate the youth of today. So last week, I invited this initiative called the Lockdown Cinema Club. I invited people from that initiative. So the Lockdown Cinema Club was created during ECQ. Now, they decided to create this initiative for, well, one, to entertain all of us here at home. They provided films for free online. They also did live script reading. So basically, it was for entertainment during the lockdown. And they also had a donation drive for the film industry workers. So last week it was more on the film industry. We also got to hear their what they do and how the industry is now being somewhat affected by the lockdown. But if you wanna watch that episode, it's on our Facebook page. So it's on the show's Facebook page. It's also on V81's Facebook page, and it's also on our website and our YouTube channel. So you could check that episode out after this episode. So for this week, I'm sure my viewers, specifically the men, the boys, you probably might be able to relate to my guests today, especially if you were a Boy Scout growing up. Because for this week, I invited some volunteer scouts from the Boy Scouts of the Philippines. So let's get to know each one of them. First, we have David Lanuza. He is the Public Relations Officer of the Boy Scouts of the Philippines. Hi, David. Is David?
Hi,
There we go.
Erica.
Hi, David. How are you?
It's been
I know. Okay, so okay, background, surprise. This si David, he was my batchmate in college. So I know he's been involved with Boy Scouts ever since, and now he's actually working for them. So David, thank you so much for being on my show. Now with David, we have JV Gamboa. He is the president of the 10 Outstanding Boy Scouts of the Philippines Association. Mahaba nun, but that's interesting. Hi, JV.
Hello,
All
good
right, and
afternoon.
last we have Kim Robert De Leon. He is the acting council scout executive of the Navotas Council of the Boy Scouts of the Philippines. Ang haba din nun. There's Kim. Hello, Kim.
Hi,
Nice to meet
Erica.
you. All right, so these are
Hello, Erica.
hello, hello. Okay, so
Nice to meet
parang
you too.
napansin
Thank you
ko,
for having us.
thank you also. Thank you. I'm really excited to talk to the three of you today. So parang napansin ko, you're under different, well, okay, si Kim, he's under the Navotas Council, and then JV, he is a president of the association. So maybe each one of you could explain what you do for the Boy Scouts. How we can start with David.
Hi everyone. Thank you again, Erica, for having us here sa yung radio broadcast show. First, on behalf of the Boy Scouts of the Philippines, the 3 million young people watching us here today, especially our National Executive Board, also headed by our National President, Sir Obet Pagdanganan, and our Secretary General, Engineer Rogelio Villa Jr. Uh, Mabuhay po sa inyong lahat. Good morning. In scouting, we always greet each other good morning, even if it's afternoon or evening, because we're always positive and looking forward to the morning. Yan. So,
Sorry, hindi. Okay. Continue, sorry.
I'm working for the Boy Scouts of the Philippines as the Public Relations Officer here at the National Office, the headquarters of the Boy Scouts of the Philippines. And si Kim,
Okay, si Kim. Kim naman is, ano ba? He is under the Votas Council, no? Kim, are you
Yeah.
still here?
hi Kim.
Okay.
Kim is
Sige.
working for
Hindi na
the
lang.
Navotas Council BSP as the acting council scout executive, and si JV, as mentioned a while ago, is with the 10 Outstanding Boy Scouts of the Philippines Association. He's the president of the TOBSPA.
Okay. So, JP, maybe you could explain more about the TOBSPH.
Sige. So, yung BSP, since 1989, meron siyang annual search for 10 outstanding Boy Scouts. So, every year, naghahanap yung BSP ng Boy Scouts who are excellent academically, in their scouting and community service. And so, for every year, there's a batch of 10 outstanding Boy Scouts. So, we are consisted of these awardees. And right now, our role in the scouting movement here in the Philippines is we are considered as the developmental arm of the Boy Scouts of the Philippines. So we are independent of the BSP, but we work hand in hand and with close coordination in any way that we can with the Boy Scouts of the Philippines. So we are a recognized corporation in the Securities and Exchange Commission as well.
Okay. So, JV, you were previously part of the, paano ba? You were nominated ba or you won?
So it starts in the local council. So in the Philippines we have more than 100 local councils. So doon nagsisimula yung process. We either get nominated or we join the parang search. Then after we won in the local councils, ito yung mga cities or provinces. We go to the regional level. Then after that, we go to the national level. And so there's usually may evaluation of documents such as mga achievements, mga projects, ganyan. And then may interview din with a panel of judges. So inaabangan siya every year ng mga Boy Scouts. Lalo na yung ages niya kasi is ages 13 to 19. Yan. So yun yung mga target market kumbaga nung 10 outstanding Boy Scouts.
Okay. So how did you become president naman of the association?
Every year we have our General Assembly. Then in that General Assembly, we elect a board of trustees. These are 9 among ourselves. Then among the part of the General Assembly, by the way, the current membership of the TOBSPA since 30 years na nga yung search is at 309. So kung mapapansin nyo, kahit 30 years na yung search, merong years na nagsobra ng 10 yung awardees kasi the judges deemed na magagaling talaga, more than 10, di ba? So we elect the president, and for this year, lang naman 1 year lang naman yung term. I was elected.
Oh, congrats, by the way.
Okay, so awarded ng 2012 ata as part
As
of
2014.
2014.
2014.
Galing.
From I was representing Batangas City Council during that time.
Batangas City. Okay. Nice. Okay, so may mga pala. Okay, because to be honest, I mean, I know of the Boy Scouts. I know of the Boy Scouts and the Girl Scouts, but I know magkaiba din yung mga structure. So, I'm also learning something from you guys today. May mga ganun pala din. So, now we have Kim. Hello, Kim. Kamusta ka naman? Hear me? Can you hear me, Kim? Okay. Sige. While we're trying to connect to the audio of Kim, David, may question pala ako for you.
Yeah.
What do you do pala as a public relations officer?
Well, basically, the office I'm handling is in charge of promoting the Boy Scouts of the Philippines, its image to the public. So, annually, we're releasing publications and posters, some sort of things like that na pino-promote namin minamarket namin yung scouting sa young people. Kasi currently we have more or less 3 million members nationwide. Pero kulang pa rin yun kasi napakalaki ng potential ng young people natin. So since 1936, the establishment of the BSP, we've been doing our best to promote youth development in our young people. So since then, meron kaming goals na siniset na ma-achieve namin yung membership growth namin. And by year 2025, we're aiming to reach 3.7 million members nationwide. Malapit na kami. We're 3 million today.
Yeah, I know.
Konting push pa.
Okay. And how long have you been working for the Boy Scouts again?
I've been working for the BSP for almost 3 years na.
3 years na. Okay.
After TFA.
Right. I remember. Okay. So this is like your second na, no?
Yeah, parang second na rin. Second.
Yeah. Okay. And then at least nga, you're already familiar na. Kasi yun nga, as I mentioned, Boy Scout ka growing up.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
So yung adjustment.
Malaking factor yun na I went through the program and I was able to be a scout when I was younger. So, na-i-apply ko siya ngayon. I understand the program more.
Okay. So we have Kim. Kim, can you hear us?
Hi, Erica.
Yay!
Yes, yes. I
Okay.
hope I'm clear.
Narinig na ni Kim. Okay. So,
Yes,
Kim, you are the acting council, scout executive of the
yes.
Navotas Council. So, maybe you could tell us what you do
Yes,
as a
to provide you a background of what I do as a Council Scout Executive. Well, the Boy Scouts of the Philippines has around more than 120 local councils nationwide.
Mhm.
So, Navot, every province or city or clusters of cities and municipalities, the smaller unit, the chartered unit of the Boy Scouts of the Philippines in the areas are what we call local councils. So I handle Navota City Council, which is relatively a new council. We were chartered by the national office sometime 5 years ago. In fact, had it not been for COVID, we would be celebrating our fifth charter anniversary this year. And I was with Navotas ever since it was first chartered. So I was one of the team who worked for the establishment of our own council in Navotas. So as acting council scout executive, well, I have to define the terms that compose the position. The council scout executive oversees the operation of the council. So supposedly oversees the day-to-day operation of the council. So I manage the membership, advancement, delivery of the program, the management of the finances of the council. But the first word in my position, the acting one, is because I serve as volunteer. So I do it as a volunteer work because I have a day job. So I just do it as a side work for the love of the Boy Scouts of the Philippines.
Okay. If I may ask, how many members do you have currently under the Navotas Council?
For last year, we were able to register more than 12,000 scouts. So that includes kid scouts or those who are kinder age, kid scouts, and then cub scouts from grades 1 to 3, boy scouts from grades 4 to 6, senior scouts from grade 7 to 12, and then rover scouts for those in college and yung mga community scouts natin. So around more or less 12,000.
Wow. So you oversee the 12,000, no?
Yes, the activities and most of the time yung delivery of the program of the BSP for all these 12,000 scouts.
Wow. Galing. Congrats, by the way, on getting 12,000 members.
It's a very, very big challenge to
For sure.
maintain such a level.
Oo, for sure yan. I can't imagine. Ako nga, organization ko pa lang, ilang members, hindi ko, with 12,000, that's a very big number. So, saludo ako sa'yo, Kim.
Yeah, but there are other councils to give credit to them that manages a bigger number of scouts.
For sure, no, the bigger councils. Okay, there's a question here. I'm looking at the comments. If we could flash that by Linda Reventar Mison. Okay, surprise, she's my lola. Because same last name. How do you get the award? What do you have to accomplish? So I think this is for JV, no? Under the 10 outstanding Boy Scouts. Oh,
Yes.
how do you do that?
Like what I said a while ago, holistic yung hinahanap natin na excellence sa isang Boy Scout. So, ang kasama sa criteria when we kumbaga search for the outstanding Boy Scout is first is yung scouting involvement niya. Ano na ba yung narating niya sa advancement? Eagle Scout na ba siya? Ano ba yung mga sinalihan niyang mga events, mga Scout Youth Forum, Jamboree, international ba yan? Ano yung na-organize niya na mga community service, diba? Part ba siya ng mga community organization, civic organization, sangguniang kabataan, mga NGOs, nagvo-volunteer ba siya? Kasama din dyan, so meron na tayong scouting, meron tayong community service or community involvement, kasama din dyan yung academics or education. So, excellent ka ba in terms of your academics? Student government, officer ka ba? Sumasali ka ba sa mga press conferences? Mga iba't ibang quiz bees? Among those things. So, that's one big chunk of the criteria. What have you accomplished in those years? Then the other part is the interview or the, let's say, mas conversation siya with the panel of judges. So in that interview, you are looking for scouts who can articulate themselves, who can who have principles, who have character, and values. So yun yung pinaka, let's say, broad strokes on what consists of the criteria for the 10 outstanding Boy Scouts.
Okay. Okay, so dapat kailangan madami, no? From school to Okay, so I'm sure ikaw, you have like a long list also na nagawa mo, no? For you to win that award.
Yeah, makakapal na clear book ang sinasubmit nila dito sa national office.
Wow.
And Erica, if I may add, I believe JV is not just an outstanding scout, it is also the Asia Pacific region.
Really?
So how do I say this? So Boy Scouts of the Philippines is just one of the countries in this world organization of scouting movements. So merong tinatawag na Asia Pacific region, which is composed of, I think, more than 20 countries and national scout organizations. So they also conduct this search for outstanding scouts of the Asia Pacific region. And fortunately, I was nominated before by the BSP and was recognized also last 2015.
Congratulations for that! Grabe yung mga kausap ko today. Medyo na-pressure ako ng konti. But congrats. That's really a big thing. To represent the country, diba? Yeah. So congratulations, JV. And I mean to you, to David also and to Kim, for continuing to be part of the Boy Scouts, to be very, very involved, which we will be talking about after this break. So we are gonna go on break for a few minutes, and then when we come back, we are gonna talk to them about the projects that they do for the Boy Scouts of the Philippines. So we'll be right back after these few announcements.
We'll be back shortly, making a difference. Only here on V81 Radio, South Manila. Big Benta, a Pinoy e-commerce site made for you. Enjoy hassle-free shopping with multiple payment options available. May local support din, ready to assist, so you can enjoy peace of mind when you shop. Visit our website to check different product offerings. Get anything you want and avail everything you need in just one click. Big Benta, Pinoy e-commerce, made for you. After this pandemic, let's support the Filipino community. Buy local, visit local, go local. May items ka na gustong ibenta? Or planning to buy something specific? Visit PinoyAds.ph, a free online classified ads na available to all. Post an ad para sa item that you want to sell. or browse through the listing to find out what you're looking for. Connect with the community to explore, discover, buy and sell. Be the boss of every transaction sa PinoyAds.ph. After this pandemic, let's support the Filipino community. Buy local, visit local, go local. Kabayan, nahuhomesick ka ba? I-download na ang aming mobile app at mag-enjoy sa mga kantang Tatak Pinoy and feel like you're home. The V81 Radio mobile app, available in the App Store and Google Play Store. V81 Radio mobile app, free now, free forever. Now back to Making a Difference, only here on V81 Radio, South Manila.
Okay, we are now back. Welcome to Making a Difference. So this is, for those of you who are just tuning in, my name is Erica Mison, and you are watching Making a Difference. It is a show created to inspire and motivate the youth of today. So before the break, I just wanted to give a shout out. I've been reading the comments, but we have a few viewers here today. I want to say hi to Ezra Yuson. Hello. And then I want to say thank you also to Lorenzo Zapata. And we have a lot watching today because it's a very interesting episode. So I'd want to say hello to the Cubao Council of Boy Scouts of the Philippines. There's also from Manila Council. Hello. And we also have the Parañaque City Council watching as well. So hello mga scouts. The reason why puro mga scouts ang nanonood today is because I am actually interviewing Boy Scouts of the Philippines. So we have one who actually works for the Boy Scouts of the Philippines, si David Lanuza, and we have two volunteers. We have si Kim. He is the acting council executive of Navotas Council, and then we also have JV. He is the president naman of the 10 Outstanding Boy Scouts of the Philippines Association. So ito po sila, mga Boy Scouts of the Philippines. So before we went on break, they each talked about what they do in their respective organizations, or what David does as a PR executive, and also what Kim does as the acting scout executive. So now, let's talk more about what they do. Yung mga projects nila. So, since kaibigan kita, mauna si David. So, David, ano na yung mga projects na ginagawa ng Boy Scouts of the Philippines, or maybe you've handled a few? Maybe you would want to share with us?
Well, actually, the programs, projects, and activities of the Boy Scouts of the Philippines are all based on our mandate. And our mandate is to promote, through organization and cooperation with other agencies, the ability of boys to do useful things for themselves and others. Of course, train them in scoutcraft and to inculcate in them patriotism, civic consciousness, responsibility, courage, self-reliance, discipline, and kindred virtues and moral values, which are known to be used by the Boy Scouts in other countries. So, sa ngayon, meron kaming flagship projects as headed by our national president, Sir Obet Pagdanganan, and our Secretary General, Engineer Rogelio Espilla Jr. So, those flagship projects, medyo yun ang pinafocus namin na projects ngayon. Pero we're still doing the usual projects of the Boy Scouts of the Philippines, yung advancement ng bata. So, as they grow towards the ladder of scouting, yung mga activities na required sa kanila in order to achieve a certain merit badge, nandun pa rin yun. But for the flagship project of the Boy Scouts of the Philippines, first we have this membership growth. So itong membership growth na ito, inline ito dun sa aming roadmap for 2025, wherein we are aiming to reach 3.75 million members nationwide. So again, 3 million members pa lang ang na-achieve namin this year. And I think it's quite challenging for us kasi nagkaroon na itong ganitong pandemic, lalo na walang face-to-face interactions na pwede. Ang DepEd, walang school. So it's quite a challenge for us on how to promote scouting sa young people. Kasi scouting itself is 70% outdoors talaga. So outdoor-based talaga ang scouting. Ngayon, mahirap. But we're trying to best to innovate and market scouting to our stakeholders and members. So that's the first flagship project. Again, it's membership growth. The next flagship project is tree planting and nurturing. So we're aiming to plant 2 trees per scout. So 3 million scouts is equals to 6 million trees. So we're aiming that quite big. Yun ang gusto mangyari ng ating national leadership. And we're happy to announce that we have reached, bago magka-pandemic, more than 300,000 plus ang naitanim namin in the previous years. So, quite challenging again, but we're doing our best to achieve this project of ours. Along with the tree planting and nurturing, currently we had we inked a partnership with the Department of Agriculture, specifically the Bureau of Plant and Industry. So we are now promoting also the urban agriculture project, the Boy Scouts of the Philippines, in partnership with the Department of Department of Agriculture, Bureau of Plant Industry. So the DA will be providing seedlings of vegetables, and we're promoting it to our scout members na they should have backyard vegetable gardening.
Okay.
So, ayun, the DA will be providing the seeds and will distribute it to our scouts with the aim of promoting food security. Kasi itong pandemic, na-experience natin, nagkaroon tayo ng mga shortages sa pagkain, sa mga basic necessities. So we're trying to promote to our young people the value of food security and food sustainability. So again, this is in partnership with the Department of Agriculture and Bureau of Plant Industries. So for the last flagship project of the Boy Scouts of the Philippines, we have the road safety awareness. So medyo may pagka-personal din sa ating national leadership. Gustong i-promote ng ating national president yung road safety because his son accidentally died in an accident, motor crash accident. So based on statistics din, napakaraming accidents involving motor vehicles. So gusto naming i-instill sa mga bata yung kahalagaan ng road safety awareness. When you are crossing the street, stop, look left and look right, cross on the pedestrian lane, yung mga basic talaga na gusto naming ituro sa mga bata para as they grow old, it's instilled in their character na kailangan nilang maging aware about road safetyness when they are on the road. Siyempre, hindi lang yung safety nila ang iniisip natin, yung safety rin ng mga nakapaligid sa kanila. So yun ang flagship project ng Boy Scouts of the Philippines. I'm sure si Kim, marami ring projects sa local council level. Erica.
Okay. So Kim, baka you would wanna share naman what you've been doing sa Navotas Council.
Yes, definitely, Erica. I'm very happy that I was invited by Dave to join you to share what we have been doing sa Navotas City Council, especially in the time of the ECQ. Kasi gaya ng nabanggit ni David, scouting from the word itself, it's a 3/4 outing talaga eh. And most of the time, yung summer season, ito talaga yung minamaximize natin para sa mga outdoor activities. Kasi nga, wala tayong school, so you get more time para sa boys na mag-asikaso ng kanilang mga advancement requirements. So dito ginaganap natin yung ating mga summer camp, yung mga advancement gatherings natin. But because of the AC, medyo na delay itong mga ganitong klase ng activities natin, and with the limitations natin on movement ng ating sa ating social distancing, so we cannot really ask our scouts to gather and meet at a certain place para mag-conduct ng activity. So nung ECQ period talaga, Erica, we thought of activities how we can ensure na number one, if yung mga scouts natin, gaya ng nabanggit ko nga kanina, we have 12,000 scouts in Navotas, and many of them, of their families are really affected by the implementation of the ECQ. Some of them lost their jobs, and talagang nahirapan sila na nag-iintay lang ng assistance natin from the government. So we thought of how we can facilitate providing assistance to them. So as shown in the picture, we were able to tap partners, private and the government partners, who gave contributions para dun sa bayanihan natin, para sa mga Boy Scouts ng Navotas, wherein we gave relief packs para sa around more than 600 scouts and their families. Nakaisang round tayo dyan. We're able to help more than 600 scouts natin na naapektuhan nung ECQ. So, yan yung pinapakita natin sa picture. Of course, with our volunteers, sila yung pinuntahan natin sa mga barangays nila para maihatid, kasi hindi naman sila pwedeng, they could not go to a specific place like a school. So talagang yung leaders natin, we conducted house-to-house delivery nung relief packs natin. So we thank all our sponsors and benefactors para dun sa ating bayanihan. And actually, this is part of a bigger framework of activities natin sa scouting, because as a member of the World Organization of the Scout Movement, we're also implementing yung tinatawag na Better World Framework, which is actually a guide for all the implementers of scouting around the world on how we will implement our activities with the end goal of creating a better world. So yun yung overall and overarching theme ng Better World Framework. These are series of activities na talagang geared towards creating a better world. So meron siyang 3 major components, if I may share. Ito yung tinatawag nating Messengers of Peace, yung World Scout Environment Program, na ngayon yata ay improved na into the Earth Tribe Alliance. And then yung third is yung Scouts of the World Award. So let me give you a short overview of the 3 components. Yung ating relief operations, hindi lang dito yan sa Philippines, but also around the world. These are actually part of, can be attributed as part of the Messengers of Peace initiatives. Because under the MOP, or what we call the Messengers of Peace initiatives, we're encouraging our scouts, our leaders to embark into activities that will promote peace and understanding amongst not only scouts but also including non-scouts, so yung ating mga citizens, to promote the culture of peace. So by not only relief operations, including disaster response, na-highlight nga lang because of the COVID pandemic yung ating relief operations, there are several activities that are being done by our scouts and scout leaders nationwide and worldwide to promote the culture of peace under the MOP program. So yung second naman, so if I may add din dun sa MOP, kaya nakita nyo rin sa picture, not only we gave a relief pack sa mga scouts, we also extended konting snacks dun sa mga frontliners natin, dun sa ating mga traffic enforcers, peace and order personnel, sa ating mga police. And then as part of our partnership, we also recently assisted the Philippine Air Force Reserve Command na nag-extend din ng relief assistance nila dito sa citizens namin sa city. So even if hindi na scouts yung beneficiaries, we continue to provide helping hand anytime na kailangan ng force multiplier so that we can facilitate yung assistance dito sa city as part of our goodwill and duty to others. So for the World Scout Environment Program naman, or what is now called the Earth Tribe Alliance, this is a series of activities then from the word of the program itself geared towards environmental protection and conservation. So dito papasok yung sinasabi ni Dave na a flagship project on tree planting. Ayan, dito yan papasok. And urban agriculture. So part yan ng World Scout Environment Program. So hindi lang siya not only that we promote tree planting, so there are several aspects including pollution control, meron pa tayo diyang solar energy, Scouts Go Solar, meron din tayo ngayong plastic tide turners. So yan yung different programs na talagang all geared towards environmental protection. Sa Navotas before COVID, meron kami tinatawag na Peace Through Scouting project. Ito yung we ask our scouts to collect recyclable materials like PET bottles, yung kanilang mga used papers, and then nire-retrieve namin ito sa council, and then in turn, binibigyan namin sila ng points. We give them na magagamit nila para sa kanilang registration fee, sa pagbili nila ng uniform, or even sa mga additional school supplies nila. But during the COVID pandemic na nawala yung pasok, we were surprised na while we were distributing our relief packs, yung mga scouts natin, patuloy pa rin sila. They continue to keep their recyclable materials. So yung iba sa kanila, once we gave them the relief packs, nagso-surrender pa rin sila mga recyclable materials, because that's the important thing na gusto namin mangyari. Yeah, whether there's school or walang nagmo-monitor, ma-instill natin yung discipline na hindi siya talaga tinatapon anywhere, na mag-end up sa ating river, sa mga bodies of water, so para mabawasan talaga yung garbage that end up na pwede pa naman sanang i-recycle. So also in support nung tree urban agriculture project, we have recently launched, we can show the picture of the urban agriculture project of Navotas. Kasi sa Navotas, I don't know if you are all aware of Navotas, kung nasaan kami. We are on the northwestern end of Metro Manila, facing Manila Bay. Very limited yung land area, that even sa mga households kung saan na pwede mag-conduct ng backyard gardening, hindi talaga possible kahit dun sa mga pots. So we coordinated with the local government unit, and we look for a partner on how we can implement the urban agriculture project despite the limited land that we have. That's why just last week or 2 weeks ago, we already finalized our agreement that the city also agreed na kami ay magtatayo ng vertical farm. So this is through aeroponics. So in the city, we will construct vertical farms so that the picture shows yung perspective ng aming vertical farm. So in a limited space, in fact, yung first four towers niya, which is a 4-story tower, we can already produce yung equivalent no 1 hectare sa traditional farm. So you can imagine the multiplier effect of the vertical farm that we will be putting up, and this will be powered by agricultural technology. We will be teaching our scouts, of course, how to plant and take care of the seedlings, but merong aid dito yung technology through aeroponics, and consistent sa thrust ng urban agriculture. Syempre, ang goal din dito is food security and sustainability, so that within the premises of the city, hindi na magkaroon ng local source of organic and yung vegetables na dito sa city mismo ipoproduce. So we will be starting with the first 4 towers, and hopefully in a month's time or two, we can have the first produce of the vertical farm. What's good about the vertical farm is yun nga, we will be sharing yung talagang output niya, mga scouts natin, especially those who are living near the site, kasi ito itatayo siya sa loob ng isang resettlement site in Navotas, isang public housing facility. So the produce will also be immediately offered doon sa mga residents of the public housing where this is situated. And we will also host our own nursery. And in fact, ang isang long-term goal natin dito, yung entire public housing facility natin, we can distribute seedlings to them and transform the respective backyards, yung mga gilid-gilid nila into urban farm. So na para each household can actually take care and harvest specific vegetables na ginagamit nila sa day-to-day lives nila. So hopefully with this, ito yung isang contribution namin dito sa World Scout Environment Program, that even after ECQ, this is very, very important. And yung last siguro, just a quick explanation on the Scouts of the World Award. Ito naman yung we engage our scouts to deal more about societal issues, and then they render voluntary services sa pag-solve ng ma-identify nila. So they identify the problem, and they themselves propose interventions, they implement it, and then yung results nun, yun yung reason why they will recognized under the Scouts of the World Award. Kaya lang ngayon kasi, since limited yung interaction natin, and given the social distancing guidelines, we continue to explore yung opportunities natin, how we can continue to implement these programs while serving yung strict health protocols ng government.
Right. May question ako, Kim, regarding the vertical farm.
Yeah.
Where siya exactly located?
Well, this will be constructed in Barangay Tanza in Navotas. So this is inside the Tanza resettlement homes. So the city allocated a part of the resettlement, the public housing site for this project.
Okay. I see. Yan. Na-curious ako. Okay. Well, galing ng idea na yun, I hope na ipatuloy talaga yung project niyan, because that's actually a very good project. You're right. Even after ECQ, it will still be beneficial especially to those in the living in Navotas. So I hope na maging success siya. Thank you, Kim, for sharing. Steve, David also, I think he wants to add a few points.
Yes, Erica, and sa ating mga viewers, during the quarantine period, mid-March up to now, the BSP has been doing a lot in helping our fellow men. So we mobilized our local councils as part of our COVID-19 relief operations. So makikita natin sa screen, meron tayong mga scouts and sa scouts kasi bawal sila lumabas, ang mga bata. Ang medyo na-utilize namin, na talagang na-utilize, is yung mga scout leaders natin and yung mga rover scouts natin, mga college level and above. So we've been doing relief operations in coordination with their respective local government units. So nagpapak sila, nagre-repack sila ng mga relief items na ipinapamigay ng local government sa communities. And some local government units are tapping our scout leaders para sa mga quarantine control points. Kulang kasi ng manpower talaga during the COVID-19 pandemic. So second picture, that's in I think that's in Zambales, the provincial government tapped our local council to help them in securing the quarantine control points papasok at palabas sa province. Then the next, yung sa, I think that's in Negros or Cebu, then yung last sa Tagum City. So we've been mobilizing. In addition to that, as our help to the frontliners here in Metro Manila, we've opened up the BB International Hotel here in Manila to the frontliners of PGH, the Philippine General Hospital, and the nearby hospitals within the metro. So we've been accommodating them since mga end of March up to now in coordination with the Department of Health. So similar din sa ating mga scout camps nationwide, ang Makiling National Scout Reservation Camp naging quarantine site siya ng Municipality of Los Baños. So yung ating campsite doon has accommodated mga persons under investigation, mga PUI na tao. Then sa Rizal, ginawa ding quarantine site yung ating scout camp doon. Similar with our camp in Visayas and in Mindanao. So we've been doing our humanitarian action towards the goal of aiming our government and our fellow men para maibsan yung mga challenges na kinakaharap nila during this pandemic. And I'm looking forward na this will instill sa mga young people natin yung sense to help other people at all times. Siyempre, it's part of the principles of scouting. So we've been doing it and we'll continue to do it in the coming period.
Thank you for sharing, David. Yeah, I wanted to also ask you nga din kung ano na ginagawa ng mga Boy Scouts during this time. So thank you again, also Kim, for sharing din. Of course, we have JV. He is the president of the 10 Outstanding Boy Scouts of the Philippines Association. So JV, maybe you would want to share naman din your mga projects for the association.
Sige, before ko i-share yung projects association, which is medyo geared din naman dito yung i-share ko. At in addition dun sa sa extensive na sinabi ni David tsaka ni Kim, I think it is also worth noting yung efforts ng ating mga Boy Scouts, different councils and sa mga different schools na mag-organize ng mga webinars related sa scouting. In particular, yung nakita namin na talagang consistent and maganda yung pagkaka-execute is from Ateneo de Cebu. Actually, we have few of our members, former awardees din ng 10 Outstanding Boy Scouts who are leading yung effort na yun. Maganda kasi yun kasi alam natin na nasa quarantine nga tayo, tapos walang school din yung mga bata. So, makikita natin na mostly nasa gadgets or internet. So, by organizing those webinars, natutuloy yung learning ng mga bata, even if it is not actually yung formal learning or yung formal education. Nasabi ko yon kasi yung project namin, ng association namin during the quarantine, specifically ng ECQ, is inspired by that webinar series by Ateneo de Cebu and in the other parts of the country. So we thought of organizing an online youth parliament.
Okay.
We had this idea of why not we gather this youth from all over the country and talk about relevant issues. Hindi lang parang one step further siya ng webinars. Kasi webinars, you listen and interact, ask questions. Yeah, what we envisioned and what we held last May 9 to 11 is we have these topics. We identified 3 topics. First is media literacy with a focus on social media, fake news, disinformation. Second topic is financial literacy, and third is on mental health. So we invited some of our members because of our history of having been here since the 1990s. Actually, we celebrate our 25th year this year, di ba? So
Yes.
we decided to engage the larger public or the larger scouting population. So by identifying our members who are leaders in their fields right now, we invited some of them to talk about these issues. And we gathered 30 youth from all over the Philippines, ages 16 to 24, and made them immerse into these topics by first learning about what is happening right now through our input speakers. And then in the next few days of the event, they actually discussed amongst themselves as a body, democratic and parliamentary body, to think of solutions or resolutions that may be implemented, let's say, of the government in this in moving forward. Actually, our goal is to have these resolutions forwarded to the Philippine Congress. So just to share some of the resolutions that the young people created in relation to these topics. So one is on media literacy. The committee assigned to that suggested that maybe the government should create an interagency task force on media literacy. We know that the internet is full of various information left and right, diba? So it's a necessary skill for the youth right now to be able to sift through this information and know the truth. Diba? So with the government's help, they thought, by the way, the TOBSPA is merely the one who organized this, diba? Yung mga ideas na to came from the participants.
Okay.
So they thought of creating this interagency task force. So for example naman dun sa financial literacy, they wanted to specifically include in the curriculum both of formal education and those in alternative learning system and out of school youth, yung financial literacy. And for mental health, since during that time the very issue really is the mental or the capacity of our frontliners or healthcare workers. So they suggested that to provide psychological and mental health services, to mandate the hospitals to provide these services as part of the benefits of our healthcare workers. Yun. So this was our project during the ECQ. But moving forward, just to share, since we are, by the way, this was done completely through Zoom, di ba? Walang lumabas ng bahay na scout para mag-participate sa event na to. And we are proud of this, that we are harnessing our technology and these capacities to bridge these gaps. Moving forward, we are also working hand in hand with the Boy Scouts of the Philippines in organizing the 2020 Search for Outstanding Boy Scouts. And you might think, paano makakapag-search for Outstanding Boy Scouts kung naka-quarantine tayo, hindi pwedeng lumabas yung under 21, at least in the current regulations. So, medyo snippet lang of the current discussions within the committee that we are part of. We are planning to conduct the 2020 search for 10 outstanding Boy Scouts through online medium, diba? This is the first of its kind, but we are hoping that we could push through with this because we do not want to have a gap year in the batch of or in the roles of outstanding scouts because of the COVID pandemic. So I know this much of the groundwork and the efforts really in relation to COVID-19 is was discussed by Kim and David because they are really part of the organization. But we are here, the association, to let's say think of new ways, diba, of how to implement these programs because we are really here to support the Boy Scouts of the Philippines. Yun.
Thank you for sharing, JB. For those who are watching, especially to those who have kids already, maybe we have parents watching. I highly encourage you to invite your kids to, be part of the Boy Scouts of the Philippines. I just want to share, my dad actually was a Boy Scout. And based on all your projects and everything that you've been saying for this segment, made me realize na this is probably one of the reasons why he is the disciplined and independent. Hanggang ngayon, nagcha-chores pa si daddy, can I just say? So nakakatuwa. I believe that what you're doing now and what you've done also as a scout, which we will talk later on in the next segment, you'll be able to bring what you learn as you grow up. So I could now see why my dad is like that. So I think he was part of Don Bosco Makati, if I'm not mistaken. So yun, my dad's from Don Bosco. But anyways, okay, so there you go. These are the projects that are being done and that have been done by the Boy Scouts of the Philippines. We are gonna go on break again, but don't leave. We will be talking to these boys again, and we are actually inviting a Boy Scout who and we'll be able to talk about their experiences growing up as a scout and now actually working and volunteering for them. So we'll be right back after these few announcements.
We'll be back shortly, making a difference. Only here on V81 Radio, South Manila. Big Benta, a Pinoy e-commerce site made for you. Enjoy hassle-free shopping with multiple payment options available. May local support din, ready to assist, so you can enjoy peace of mind when you shop. Visit our website to check different product offerings. Get anything you want and avail everything you need in just one click. Big Benta, Pinoy e-commerce, made for you. After this pandemic, let's support the Filipino community. Buy local, visit local, go local. May items ka na gustong ibenta? Or planning to buy something specific? Visit PinoyAds.ph, a free online classified ads na available to all. Post an ad para sa item that you want to sell. Or browse through the listing to find out what you're looking for. Connect with the community to explore, discover, Buy and sell. Be the boss of every transaction. Sa PinoyAds.ph. After this pandemic, let's support the Filipino community. Buy local. Visit local. Go local. Para enjoy ang pakikinig sa V81 Radio kahit saan, we are now on your Amazon Echo devices. Just say, Alexa, play V81 Radio at i-enjoy ang inyong mga paboritong Pinoy music 24/7. Sabihin lang, Alexa, play V81 Radio. Naghahatid saya sa mga Pinoy, mga kantang tatak Pinoy. Kahit nasan ka man, kami ay mapapakinggan. Streaming worldwide. The future of radio in Manila, California, and Hong Kong. This is V81 Radio.
Malayo ka man sa iyong pamilya, dito ay hindi ka nag-iisa. Tiyak ito'y iyong hahanap-hanapin, dahil ito ang nagpapasaya sa atin.
V81 Radio, V81 Radio.
Ito ang radio mo, ito ang radio ko.
V81 Radio, V81 Radio.
Dahil mahal namin kayo.
V81 Radio, V81 Radio.
Para sa inyo ito, V81 Radio. Ito ang paborito ng bawat Pilipino. Basta all hits, all Pinoy, panalo. Merong kwentong iyakan at tawanan. Kahit nasaan ka man, ito'y mapapakinggan. Oh,
V81 Radio, V81 Radio.
ito ang radio mo, ito ang radio ko.
V81 Radio, V81 Radio.
Dahil mahal namin kayo.
V81 Radio, V81 Radio.
Para sa inyo ito, V81 Radio.
V81 Radio.
Ito ang radio mo, ito ang radio ko.
V81 Radio.
Dahil mahal namin kayo.
V81 Radio, V81 Radio.
Para sa inyo ito, V81 Radio.
Now back to Making a Difference, only here on V81 Radio, South Manila.
Welcome back to Making a Difference. We are now in the last segment of this episode. If you are just watching, that's okay. We can watch this video after we're live. But I am currently interviewing the Boy Scouts of the Philippines. And for this segment, I'm actually going to introduce a new guest. So we're going to have a new face for this segment. His name, okay, before that, sorry, I'd like to call back David, Kim, and JV on screen. Yan, para we're all together. Hello, hello. Welcome back. Okay, so we have a new face in this episode. His name is Marlon Santos. He is a senior firefighter and deputy chief medic PMC for the Baracom Sampaloc 585 Fire and Rescue Volunteer. And he is also a Boy Scout. Ayan! Hello, Marlon!
Hello po. Hello po.
Kamusta? Ay, wait. Parang mahina yung volume mo.
Hello,
Ah,
hello po.
ayan, sige, ilapat mo pa ng konti. Konti.
Hello po. Yan.
Yan, there we go. Okay, so Marlon, okay, para magpahinga muna yung tatlo, kasi kanina pa sila nagsasalita. But sige, baka pwede ka mag-share ng experiences mo as a scout, tapos ano din yung mga ginagawa mo ngayon. So the floor is yours, Marlon.
Okay po. Thank you po, Ma'am Erica. And first of all, I would like to greet muna yung mga viewers na nanonood sa lahat din po ng guests. So, way back 2012, I was a senior scout of Victorino Mapa High School in Manila. So, then during that year, fourth year po ako noon, naging council scout representative din po ako ng Manila and a TOSOM awardee. So, 10 Outstanding Senior Scouts of Manila. Way back 2012. So, 2012 yon. And so I was from grade 4 up to 4th year high school. Yon. So, nasa Boy Scout, nasa BSB ako.
Okay.
Experiencing every training, every camping, programs, na-expose sa mga tao, sa iba't ibang school, sa iba't ibang council, sa iba't ibang lugar. Then kanina nga habang pinakikinggan ko sila Sir David, sila Sir Kim, and sila Sir JV when it comes sa program. So nagpa-flashback lahat ng experience ko 8 years ago. So now that I'm working as a volunteer firefighter on our local volunteer fire brigade here in Sampaloc, masasabi ko na it all started and rooted sa BSP. Kasi hindi naman siguro ako magiging exposed sa ganitong field kung hindi ako nahubog, kung hindi ako na-form, and kung hindi ako maybe naging member ng BSP no. Siguro ewan ko kung anong ginagawa ko ngayon kung hindi ako member ng BSP dati. And so napakalaking impact po no, napakalaking impact yung values, yung core values, yung mga training, especially the trainings, no? Kasi po sa buhay namin sa pagbubumbero, syempre may tinatawag na basic firefighting na-train na-tackle din namin nung kami ay Boy Scout under Manila Council. Of course, sa aming emergency medical services, sa aming fire brigade, as Deputy Chief Medical, meron din doon yung mga basic first aid, disaster preparedness, disaster management, which is na-tackle din namin nung kami ay senior scout ng Manila. So sabi ko nga, ang BSP for me is a very big foundation para sa kung anong position meron ako ngayon sa fire services. So yung values, of course, lalo nung bata ako, nung senior scout ako, talagang yung scout law tsaka yung scout oath napaka matimbang sa akin yon, talagang sinasabuhay. Kaya ngayong time na nagwo-work na ako as volunteer, no? So we are volunteer, no? Ibig sabihin, walang sahod, walang sweldo. So we are not get paid. Wala po kaming sahod sa pagiging bumbero. Yung bureau, meron po yun. So sa amin po, sa part namin as volunteer fire brigade and emergency medical services, we are here just to help. We are here to extend our helping hand, syempre, sa mga tao na nangangailangan. When it comes especially sa mga emergency case like fire, accident, vehicular accident, lahat. So big help din sa akin syempre yung group na sinamahan ko bago ako maging volunteer fire, which is the amateur radio group. So there merong amateur radio group which is headed by, of course, Tita Linda and Tita Tasha Mison, no? Hello po pala sa inyo.
Surprise!
Surprise!
Okay,
So,
yeah.
headed by Tita Linda and Tita Tasha. Na-expose din po muna ako doon dahil syempre Girl Scout sila, tapos kami Boy Scout, may mga friends and head na nag-expose sa amin doon sa isang amateur radio group under National Telecommunications Commission. National Telecommunications na under Philippine Amateur Radio Association, which is the RO or Ham Emergency Radio Organization. So meron pong DX1 MGS kung tawagin, which that is a amateur radio group for emergency response, for emergency communication. So yung mga ganong stuff. Then yun na po, na-expose na po ako sa pagbubumbero, sa pagiging ambulance crew, then hanggang sa ngayon, meron na kaming sariling group, volunteer local brigade group. Meron na po kaming ambulance also, ambulance, fire truck na rumeresponde or nagre-respond sa mga incident like fire and road accidents. So, huwag kayong matakot, no? Hindi naman kami COVID patient related ambulance services. So we are exposed to some patients like dialysis patients, yung mga na-aksidente, yung mga OB patients. So hindi kami nag-comply or hindi kami nag-commit as a responder sa mga COVID-related patients. Though we do safety precautions pa rin kasi hindi naman namin alam kung COVID-related yung aming pasyente. No, yung pipick upin namin pasyente pag sa aksidente, sa mga check-up. So, yun lang po.
Okay. So, na-mention mo a while ago, Marlon, na habang represent nila David yung mga projects, biglang naalala mo, nag-flashback ka to your scouting days. So, ano yung memorable or kung may favorite kang project na when you were a scout, kahit isa lang, what would that be?
Siguro po, ano, yung, kasi ngayon nung narinig ko po yung question nyo, talagang bigla nag-pop up sa akin. Yung tree planting namin sa Makiling, nung kami po ay nag-join nung Asia Pacific Regional Scout Jamboree, alam ko back 2011 yon. Kung hindi ako nagkakamali, medyo nakakalimutan ko na po eh. So, tree planting activities, may dala-dala kaming seedling na galing sa, Department of Agriculture din yon. Tapos akit kami ng bundok, hike kami nung hill. So maputik, maulan, madulas. So bago makarating yung maayos na seedling dun sa pinakapagtataniman namin, sira-sira na rin, no? Yung balot, nadurog na yung mga lupa sa damit namin, hawak-hawak namin yon. Then hanggang sa maitanim namin sa dulo, hindi ko lang alam kung babalikan namin. Marami po kami nun. Hindi ko lang alam, siguro nasa 50 or 60 kaming umaakit dun sa isang surface ng bundok na kalbo na. So, tinataniman namin yon. Hindi ko lang alam kung babalik at andun pa or hindi ko na alam kung saan doon. So, yun yung biglang nagpop up sa akin sa mga project. Especially, latest ko is na pagiging involved po sa 10 Outstanding Senior Scouts of Manila. So, sabi nga nila Sir David, talagang bulto-bulto po. Ayan, ganyang kakapal na papeles yung aming pinapasa at bulto-bultong English din po yung aming sinasabi sa aming mga panel pag kami po ini-interview. Yan, talagang kulang na lang po gisahin kami sa sarili namin mantika.
Okay, ang cute naman nun. So, how old were you nun, if you remember?
So 16, maybe 16 years old po.
16. Okay. So, thank you for sharing, Marlon. Since ikaw nag-share, syempre kailangan sina David kailangan din mag-share. So, ano yung mga stories nyo kung may mga memorable stories kayo growing up as a scout? Tsaka, if you've learned something as well, you could also share that. So again, dahil kaibigan talaga kita, David ang mauna mag-share.
Well, sa pagkakaintindi ko, ang scouting kasi is isang holistic na approach on how to develop the character and the values sa young people. So, I keep on mentioning young people. Pero, yung kasi yung focus ng scouting, ma-develop natin yung mga bata into becoming responsible citizens and capable leaders in the future, as stated in our vision. So, with our programs, projects, and activities, we're trying to mold them and enhance their capabilities, their skills kasi we're teaching life skills na hindi na ituturo sa formal education or yung tinatawag nating four corners ng room. So, outdoor-based talaga ang scouting. So, nung bata ako, I went through the program of scouting. Since prep,
Okay.
early childhood education, so
Mm.
Kid Scout, Cub Scout, Boy Scout, Senior Scout, and Rover Scout, na nadaanan ko yan lahat. So, nung professional na ako neto, nare-realize ko na gaya nga nasabi ni Marlon, napaka-importanting foundation ng sinet ng scouting sa akin. Na, which I'm sure ganun din ang experiences ng ibang mga bata na sumali sa scouting program. More so, yung mga naging Eagle Scouts na atin. Marami tayong Eagle Scouts na professionals ngayon. Some are working in the government service, some are working in the private sector, and I'm sure na when you're a scout or an Eagle Scout, napakadali at saka parang pagka nag-a-apply ka sa work, madali ka makakuha ng work because ang taas ng expectation sa'yo pag ikaw ay isang Boy Scout or dumaan ka sa pagiging isang Boy Scout. Same goes with other countries. Kasi, yun nga, aware ang public kung ano ang naiko-contribute ng scouting. Not only to the development of the child, but syempre yung mga community service projects na ginagawa natin, yung nation building. So, I can say na napakaganda na scouting. And I encourage everyone, sa mga parents na nanonood, I encourage you to let your sons join the Boy Scouts of the Philippines. Quite challenging nga lang sa period natin ngayon, pero we're innovating our ways on how we can continue scouting, scout on, because we believe that scouting never stops. Kahit ano man ang situation, we'll continue to do it for the young people.
Thank you, David. Siyempre, nakaka-inspire naman si David. Okay. Thank you for sharing, David. How about Kim?
Yeah. I started being a member of the Boy Scouts in 2000. So, grade 1. I can't remember if may Kid Scout na nun eh. Kasi hindi ako nakapag-Kid Scout. I started as a Cub Scout. But one thing I'm very proud to say is that when I entered the movement, the organization in 2000, I never left. So, I've been a member for the last 20 years now. So, since grade 1, and then after completing high school, I proceeded directly to being a volunteer dun sa local council namin up to now. So, walang palya yung membership na yon from 2000 up to the present. So, that's 20 years ngayong taon na I've been with the movement. And ito na yung ito na yung naging hobby or naging talagang pastime mo, even if it's Saturday, even if it's holiday and Sunday, but basta it's for the Boy Scouts, it's never a dull moment, it's never an excuse na wala kang time, because I'm always reminded na kung ano ako ngayon, what I am doing right now, it's because of the training that I got from the Boy Scouts. And if I may highlight, in the Boy Scouts, you'd be trained not only to become a leader, of course, because everyone will be given exposure sa mga leadership responsibilities natin. Sa Boy Scout, siguro yung isang exciting talaga dyan, yung lagi mong hinihintay yung turn mo na ikaw yung mag-lead ng group. You will be trained as a leader, but of course, on the other hand, you will also be trained how to become an effective team player. That is very crucial na you can bring not only within your patrol or your troop, pero sa iba't ibang aspects of life, even in work. So important yung you can lead and you can also play as a part of a team. And I really learned that from the BSP, apart from yung exposure mo with other people, yung interpersonal and communication skills mo, gaya nga ng nasabi ni Sir Marlon, you'll be exposed not only to your schoolmates, yung ultimate dream ng isang scout, halimbawa, you join a national jamboree, you meet scouts from all over the Philippines, what more if you'd be able to join the World Scout Jamboree, where Dave and I attended the last World Scout Jamboree in West Virginia. Imagine meeting 50,000 scouts from all over the world and different nationalities and from different places. It's really a very memorable experience that you will treasure, no, for the rest of my life. I will treasure that experience. And not only scouting gives you feel good memories, pero yun talagang skills and learnings na lifelong na hindi mo talaga makakalimutan.
Thank you for sharing. Yun na nga eh. It's nice to see na each one of you have your own learning experiences. So talagang may impact talaga yung mga projects na nagagawa niyo before. So thank you, Kim, for sharing. And of course, JV, any insights or experiences that you would wanna share?
Okay. Ako naman, nag-start ako grade 1 din. Kasi yung scouting kasi dito sa Philippines, unlike, compared to other countries, mostly school-based talaga. So, pag tutong mo ng grade 1 or pag prep ka, usually, kung malakas yung scouting sa school mo, mag-sing Boy Scout ka, diba? But the question is, do you leave scouting or not? Diba? Do you continue to be a scout or not?
Mm-mm.
So ako, I'm sure most scouts will agree that apart from the activities, sinabi na Sir Marlon, Sir Kim, gano'n. Dami activities, community service, mga hiking, mga life skills. I think one of the crucial component of being a Boy Scout is yung mga lifelong friendships na natigil, di ba? For example, you join a national jamboree or world jamboree, may na-meet ka po na friend, alam mo na Boy Scout kayo, years from now, magkaibigan pa rin kayo. Ako, before I experienced this firsthand, parang sobrang humbling thought. But there was this one time I went to US to study. Then I had friends who had friends in the US during that time who were scouts as well. I never met those people, but they welcomed me to their homes because I was a Boy Scout like them. Kahit di kami nag-meet. Imagine that bond. Worldwide yan eh. Bond. I'm skipping most of the fun activities and all kasi nasabi na ni na Sir Kim David. But looking back, I think there are two main things that makes scouting a unique opportunity for the youth. And I think this is very crucial also for our parents who are listening, di ba? Why would you want your son or daughter to join the Scouts? First is I realized that after all these skills, these activities, diba, there is always an opportunity for service. You are always, as a Boy Scout, called to serve. Always. In times like this, especially COVID-19, early this year, because I am from Batangas, nag-erupt yung Taal Volcano. Lahat yan, parang isipin mo, how can I serve? Diba? I don't know if there's any other organization, a worldwide organization, that inculcates this call for service to its members, to its young members. Diba? But every time there's an opportunity, you ask, how can I serve? Given my constraints, how can I serve? Diba? And that's the first thing, community service. second thing that I still carry right now, kasi alam niyo na we are professionals. I'm a law student at UP, and I work as a part-time teacher, a researcher, on the side, di ba? Working student. I don't have time anymore for activities na talagang immerse, di ba? But this second thing that will always make me not regret joining Scouts is the values and character that it contributes to all of its members. What do I mean by this? Diba? I think when you join the Boy Scouts and you learn about the Scout ideals, the Scout oath and law, your duty to God, to country, to yourself, to others, all this, there are some things, some values that are non-negotiables. Diba? Some issues that are non-negotiables. And this is what I bring right now as a professional, as an adult. I know that as a scout, this might be so deep or so serious, but I'm sure that all those who have gone through Scouts, when they become adults, they would know that may difference talaga yung pagiging Scout doon sa character mo. Like, when you're confronted with an issue that is so fundamental, that it is against the Scout ideals, I can't deal with this, diba? I can't compromise on this because this is against my Scout ideals. And I think, I don't want to generalize, this is my personal experience, but it gives me another perspective on how to live every single day. Parang more, I'm part of the 10 outstanding Boy Scouts, but aside from that, diba? Aside from those awards or ganyan, ranks, activities, the question really is, how do you live being a Scout every single day? Diba? How do you be the best of who you are? How do you serve? And I think that's what makes Scouting really an organization worth joining. Yun lang.
Thank you, JV, for sharing that very insightful insightful experience. Yan. Okay, so there you've heard these Boy Scouts, you've heard their stories, and you've seen naman how they've grown into becoming better volunteers, better how do I say this? Leaders. So before we end, sorry kanina pa ako natatawa dito. So, okay. What's this? Sige, let's read some comments. Sorry kasi natutuwa ako sa mga comments eh. Can we flash a few comments, please? Kasi ang dami yung supporters today. And nakakatuwa naman. Naku, flinash yung kay RJ. Sorry, David. Pwede mo ba maging Boy Scout, Sir David? Namulat po mata ko sa sharing mo. O, diba, David, nakaka-inspire ka naman eh. But anyway, shout out kay RJ. Yung sharing mo daw. Ay, naku, flinash talaga. Anyways, but yun, si RJ, shout out to RJ. He's our, what's this? Same college kami, same course kami. So, hello. From Kenny, bata pa ako, Scoutmaster, yung sila Sir JV, Sir Kim, at si Sir David. Now, I'm working, nandyan pa sila, nakakatuwa po. Ang dami niyong supporters.
Hi, Kenny.
Okay. MGSC ARC, correct, Mr. David, developing younger generation to be more involved to our society. Blessings to PSP. Meron pa akong nakita dito actually also by MGSC ARC. I'll just read it out. Hoping to connect both BX1 GSP/DX1MGS with DX1BSP. Looking forward to more radio activities that would be beneficial to scouting movement. So na-mention to kanina ni Marlon. Marlon and I actually are members of Delta X-Ray 1 Mike Go Shera. So that's their call sign, no? That's the club. So I alam ko may mga nakakausap din yung mga Girl Scouts na Boy Scouts who are also into radio. So, baka you guys would wanna join also. Nagnakuha ng members no? Okay,
Yeah,
so,
actually, every year we do have the Jamboree on the Air activity
yes.
where we partner with radio clubs.
Oo, actually, I joined before na Jota-Joti yun, di ba?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Yes. See. I know my scouting stuff a bit. Okay. Maybe one last comment. Basta you have so many supporters. Super nakaka-proud. One more comment before I give the floor to Asuncion Manto. Hello, Scout Marlon. Keep up the good work. Volunteerism, the spirit of scouting. Scouter Manto watching. Oh, 'di ba? May supporter ka din, Marlon. So, before we end, maybe okay, I'm gonna give the floor to you guys. You can give your shout outs and thank you. So start tayo with Marlon. May mga shout outs ka ba?
Yun po. Bali siya. VMHS, which is the Boy Scouts of the Philippines, Mapa High School. Mama Asuncion Manto, of course, yung DX1MGS, kila Tita Linda, kila Tita Tasha. And sa group ko po, sa Baracom Assistance Group Incorporated, Fire and Rescue Volunteer, Baracom Sampaloc 585 Chapter, sa amin pong mga officers, members, probationary members, and of course sa family ko, sa mga friends, and thank you po sa lahat, especially to Ma'am Erica and Sir David. Thank you so much po sa lahat ng chance and consideration para po mapabilang sa inyo pong program ngayong hapon. Thank you po.
Thank you din, Marlon. Okay, David, last ka na ha. JV, mga shout-outs mo dyan? Meron ba?
Thank you sa first thank you sa P81 for inviting us. Thank you sa TOBS pa, 10 Outstanding Boy Scouts. Sana nanonood yung mga members namin. Thank you sa patiin ko lang yung mga kasama ko sa law school, ganyan. Yun, tuloy lang. Yung family ko, nag-comment nga tayo yung tatay ko eh.
Thank you.
Nanonood daw sila ng Batangas. Yun.
Okay.
Hindi ako nakauwi ng quarantine. So, lang ulit nila ako nakikita.
For sure miss ka na nila. O, at least nakikita ka nila dito.
Thank you din sa girlfriend ko, si Shan. Schoolmate mo, di ba?
Yes. Naku, daming dito. Venue dito.
Yun. Yun. Marami pa akong thank you, pero they know na naman na kung sino yung part dito sa journey and who I am representing.
Okay. Thank you, JV. How about Kim?
Hi, thank you to Erica and V81 for giving us this opportunity to share what we are currently doing and what we have done in the Boy Scouts of the Philippines. And gusto lang din natin pasalamatan, of course, National Office PR Dave for giving us this spot to highlight what Navotas City Council is currently doing. So we share these accomplishments, of course, sa lahat ng ating volunteers sa Navotas City Council and to all our more than 12,000 scouts that we are serving. Siguro po, we will just take this opportunity to encourage and invite everyone, yung mga parents po dyan and mga guardians na if there's any time and if there's opportunity, especially ngayon na meron tayong mga community quarantine, please do reach out po sa ating mga local councils. Lahat po yan all over the nation. Meron po tayong local councils or through our schools para po makapag-inquire kayo how you can have your sons and daughters as well na makapag-member sa Boy Scout at sa Girl Scout. dahil napaka halaga po. It's very important yun pong learning, yung skills development, yung character development that is being offered by the scouting movement. And our local councils, our schools, and the Boy Scouts of the Philippines po, the national office is also very open sa partnership at sa iba pa pong linkages on how we can further improve yung delivery po ng scouting po dito sa Philippines. Thank you po.
Thank you, Kim. And last but not the least, ang aking kaibigan at partner. O, eto na, bago ka mag-thank you dyan, David, isa-spoil ko na. Kanina pa nila tinatanong kung bakit partner ang tawag ko sa'yo. Actually, tawagan namin yan partner until now. Why? Because David and I, we actually joined a pageant sa college. Mr. and Miss PDA kami. So, 2016. So, pareho kami nanalo. Partner ko yan. O, diba? Siyempre, magaling tayong dalawa. Kaya tayo nanalo. But, actually, until now, naisip ko talaga yun, no, David, paano natin yung nagawa? Pero yan, yung PR officer nyo, pageant boy yan.
Yeah, yun nga. Partner ko si Erica nung college. We joined the Mr. and Miss Consular and Diplomatic Affairs ng De La Salle College of St. Benilde. And fortunately, we won. We won the pageant. Well, kidding aside, dun sa aking shoutout, would like to take this opportunity to thank Erica and V81 Radio for featuring Boy Scouts of the Philippines on behalf of our National Executive Board and the 3 million members of the Boy Scouts of the Philippines. We encourage the young people out there to join the scouting movement. Kung napanood po ninyo yung aming mga diniscuss kanina, this will be a great opportunity for all of us to contribute to youth development, nation building, and to create a better world, kagaya nga ng in-explain ni Kim kanina. So, to join the BSP, you can contact the BSP National Office or visit our social media platforms sa Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Boy Scouts PH. And you can also visit our website, www.scouts.org.ph. Nandun ang aming mga directories pati yung on how to get in touch with us. So we're looking forward to have more young people to train to become better citizens and capable leaders of our country in the future. Kasi nga, we also believe, kagaya ng paniniwala ni Dr. Jose Rizal, na ang kabataan ang pag-asa ng bayan. So thank you again, Erica, for having us here at B81 Radio.
Thank you din, David, Kim, JV, and Marlon. Super nag-enjoy ako today, and I learned so much about the Boy Scouts of the Philippines. Of course, I learned more about my partner kasi ngayon lang ulit kami nag-usap. But by the way pala, David, sabi ni Mommy, she's proud of you. O, diba? She's proud of you, and she wants to say na it's super nice to hear that each one of you are very, very involved sa mga organizations na such as Boy Scouts of the Philippines who promote scouting talaga and volunteerism in our country. So yun, before you leave, I just wanna say it's an honor talaga for you, for each one of you to be part of my show. Again, ang dami kong natutunan, and I hope my viewers as well. I hope you learned something from these Boy Scouts, especially during this time of the pandemic, na whatever we experience, whatever we encounter, we still have to move forward, and we have to also give back by helping out. So may the Boy Scouts of the Philippines continue to teach and encourage young men of the country to make a difference so that they can be our future leaders. So ayon, thank you again so much to these boys. And I just want to also thank you to the viewers for watching. I see the Boy Scouts have a lot of supporters. So just a few reminders. Again, please follow us on Facebook. That is Making a Difference. Also V81 Radio. And we also have a website. You can check that out. And also we are on YouTube as well. You can watch our previous episodes. And speaking of, we also have couple more shows. After my show, there will be another show at 6 p.m., Madame Venus, and then 9 p.m., Rainbow Society. And of course, we have more shows tomorrow, Startup Nation in the morning, and then Talk Shop Asia by with Sir Rolly Pagaspas. And then we have Napalm with Sir Charlie and Sir Fards. And of course, we have Let's Chat with Tita Gracie and Musta Pops to end your Sunday evenings. All right, so I won't keep you guys any longer, but I'd like to thank you again for tuning in, and I will see you all next week. Take care, everyone.
The program for the millennials that will showcase young professionals' worth, aspirations, and successes in doing what they believe is right, progressive, and inclusive. Making a difference. Making a difference. Join them as they discover the path to self and societal fulfillment while making a difference. Hosted by empowered and cool millennial Erica Mizon. Together with her cool millennials, they will be making a difference. Every Saturday, 3 p.m. Philippine time. Only here on V81 Radio. South Manila. Tunog Pinoy, Tatak Pinoy, the future of radio. This is your all hits, all Pinoy internet radio station. This is V81 Radio Worldwide.
Ito ang paborito ng bawat Pilipino. Basta all hits, all Pinoy, panalo. Merong kwentong iyakan at tawanan. Kahit nasaan ka man, ito'y mapapakinggan.
V81 Radio, V81 Radio.
Ito ang radio mo, ito ang radio ko.
V81 Radio, V81 Radio.
Dahil mahal namin kayo.
V81 Radio, V81 Radio.
Para sa inyo ito, V81 Radio.